I don't think Shubman, for me, has done enough outside India to
Yes.
justify a test captaincy at this point of time. Is my only concern as of now. Going to England, where you have to play two lines generally because it swings in the air, then it swings off the pitch. It would have been really difficult for him to justify his place in that England squad as an opener. And I think he has been a really good test captain for us. I mean, under him, so starting from Virat, but then peaking in his tenure, we have just changed the way that we play the test matches. You have 5 wickets down in the first 6 overs. You bring a batting impact sub.
Right.
Else you play a bowler shot in the starting 11. You get a bowler in. I mean, where is then what's the point of having an all rounder? And this all really needs to go away from us.
Every citizen's focus is on how we can carefully de-escalate the situation.
तो क्या लग रहा है?
धोनी कोहली तो सिर्फ नेम है।
करेक्ट। चलो फिर गेम दिखाते हैं।
Welcome to the Cricket Castaway. I'm Nishant. I'm joined by Divyansh. It's a very, very difficult time right now for our country, and the IPL as well has been postponed, as you all know. So cricket becomes secondary at this point of time, but since there's a lots going on, I think we'll keep this episode short. But Divyansh, first of all, how are you, and how are things going?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Okay, as per the conditions, and yeah, the situation right now is pretty tense, and we are looking at flights getting cancelled and IPL getting suspended. There has been news every night of retaliation and attacks from the other side. So yeah, I think things are pretty tense, and it's a very wise decision by BCCI to not continue this IPL edition for now, to suspend it for until things improve. So yeah, I think that's a good decision. As we saw the last match in Dharamshala, it got suspended in between, and I think that was a really good decision because 200 kilometers from there, there were news of bombings and attacks going on. So yeah, I think it's a prudent decision from BCCI, and
Yeah.
yeah, looking forward to things getting back to normal, and then
I mean,
probably we can. Yeah.
just makes you realize how lucky we are, like because there are cities in the border towns where all hell is breaking loose, and we're just lucky enough that we can do what we love safely in our confines of our home. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it makes a lot of things very, very clear.
Yeah, it's a luxury right now. So yeah,
Yeah,
happy to count our blessings. So
yeah.
yeah, so let's start. So this news is pretty already. It's nationwide, but let's start from cricketing terms. Let's talk about one of the biggest news that broke just last week, a couple of days ago. Our beloved hitman Rohit Sharma has announced his retirement, and uh, it was expected by a certain section, but by the looks and by the interviews he gave after Border Gavaskar Trophy, so it did not appear that it is going to come at this point of time. Probably we were looking him to play another test cycle, or maybe at least go through the England tour. But I think he has made up his mind. Maybe it is some hint might have gone from the selection panel committee and management. that we are looking at a change right now. So maybe he took a wise decision that
Yeah.
let's go out with dignity and on a high, rather than going to a tour where you are not going to prove yourself worthy enough for uh, future. And also it might be the case that they are looking at a different test captain, so there might be a leadership change, so that also might have played on his mind. What do you think, Nishant?
Yeah, I think it's expected. So I remember after the Bovada Gavaskar Trophy, when we were doing the series review, we were talking the same thing. We thought that it would be very difficult for Rohit Sharma now to go to England, and we also were discussing the same thing, that it's probably the right time for him to hang his boots, at least from red ball cricket. I think he's taken the right call, because now we can actually look back at his test career specifically. And I think he has been a really good test captain for us. I mean, he under him, so starting from Virat, but then peaking in his tenure, we have just changed the way that we play the test matches. We have now a lot more focused on the results, and we've had some amazing victories under his tutelage in the test arena as well. I think as a batter, he might not be remembered as one of the top five batters, test batters that the country has produced, but he would certainly go down as one of the top five test captains that the country has produced. And I think he can hang his boots with his head held high.
Yeah, definitely. I think he might uh, he might have missed realizing his potential lies in the opening slot. So I think that's the only missed opportunity I see in his career. Like he started his career in 2013, and then after some promising centuries in the initial few test matches, he could not capitalize on those. So I think from 2014 to 2019, if he could have sensed earlier that he is more probable to excel in the opening slot, I think this there might have been a couple thousand more runs in his kitty as a test cricketer. But I
Yeah,
think not judging him by the amount of runs or the numbers, how effective
yeah,
he was as a player giving starts, and how
yeah,
prudent he was as a captain leading the side, that
yeah,
contribution is immense in itself. So I think
yeah,
he has a splendid career
yeah.
by his standards also.
I think by the end of the Border Gavaskar series, probably he'd lost a bit of his confidence as well in his red ball batting, because Rohit Sharma for 2018 or 2019 would never give up his opening slot for KL Rahul, even if KL Rahul had performed really well in the previous match and he was just coming back after a break. I think his decision at that point of time to go in the middle order to bat and let KL open probably showed his mindset at that point of time. He was not that comfortable facing the new red ball, and
Right.
when you come into that kind of a mindset, going to England where you have to play two lines generally because it swings in the air, then it swings off the pitch. It would have been really difficult for him to justify his place in that England squad as an opener. So I think it's good for him, as I said. It was the right time for him. He has completely changed the way Indian opening batters approach Test cricket. As you rightly said, he wouldn't really care in his prime about leaving the deliveries or something like that. He would bat at a strike rate of 100, and sometimes even above that. He would score sixes and boundaries, which meant that it gave us the platform in almost every game to go ahead and win that Test match. So that mindset change that he brought to that test side is invaluable. And yeah, his contributions specifically in that domain and the way that he managed his troops, so from Ravindra Jadeja to Ashwin to Bumrah, the way that he managed his resources was exemplary. And yeah, for me, he has had a brilliant captaincy stint in red ball cricket.
Definitely, and we wholeheartedly thank him for his leadership, for his contributions to Indian Test cricket. So now he is left with only one format, that is one day format. And I think there is a burning desire in himself to just lift that one day World Cup trophy. And I think he's going to push himself. And with
Yeah,
now he has ample amount of time to work on his fitness, to work on his reflexes, whatever shortcomings he want to
yeah,
overcome. He has ample amount of time after
yeah,
IPL to work on his all those points. And I
yeah. But
think
no, it would
he
be
would be,
very, yeah, it would be very hard for him to do so, as we've seen with Dhoni. If you don't
yes.
play cricket all year round, I mean, coming into major tournaments, one day matches are any which ways happening less and less every year. So it
Right.
would be difficult for him. But yeah, if he can make it to that next ODI World Cup, I think it would be just cherry on top on his career, because he has won the T20 World Cup, he's won the Champions Trophy. All that is left in white ball cricket now for him to do is the One Day World Cup. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And I think probably if he manages to play all the white ball domestic tournaments, I think because they are also pretty competitive now, and we have seen amazing talent coming up from all the
Yeah.
white ball tournaments domestically to the IPL. So I think if he can manage that, and I think he's going to work with the previous batting coach that has recently been laid off. So I
Yeah.
think that would do him a world of good, and also spending some time with his family and
Yeah.
thinking, giving a thought about his
Yeah.
cricket future. I think that can work
Yeah.
out.
So they are narrowing it down on Shubman Gill to be the next red ball captain. How do you think this decision would shape up?
I think Shubman Gill still needs a bit of a time for, as per my personal opinion. I think he can be a vice
Yeah.
captain, and Bumrah should lead the test team as he has done beautifully in the Perth test that we all saw last year.
Yeah.
Like what a commendable leadership job
Yeah.
he has done. So I think Bumrah should lead for at least a couple of years, and then because
Yeah.
considering his workload, considering his fitness levels, I think
Yeah.
then we can gradually transition towards Shubman
Yeah.
Gill, because Shubman Gill
Yeah.
already has a lot of experience leading Gujarat Titans, but learning the nuances of red ball cricket and how things change every single day. I think
Yeah.
probably co-leading the team for a couple of years would make him battle ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me again, Bumrah should be the first choice for me for a red ball captaincy. But considering how precious he is for our side, if the management is thinking that he might not probably play all the test matches, they might want to use him in the most important ones. If that is the thought process, I think then it should go to KL. I think he is
Yeah,
of the right age. He has the right experience. He does very well in Sena countries. Virat obviously will not take it. So I think then for me the obvious choice has to be KL. And as you rightly said, Shubman Gill has captaincy experience through Gujarat Titans, but red ball cricket is completely different, and he's already just finding his feet there. It's not like he's had one brilliant year and one year with ups and downs. So he
yes.
needs to establish himself as well first permanently into the team, and then probably lead the side. For me, if it's not Bumrah, it has to be KL who should take it. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but KL is also a very good choice. Shubman can, anyways, he should be appointed as the vice captain. He should
yeah,
be part of that core leadership
yeah,
group, so that he gradually learn the ropes, and
yeah,
maybe in
yeah,
one test cycle he would be ready
yeah.
to lead the side.
100%.
So
He's 25 right now. 20 by
yeah,
the time the next cycle ends, he would be 27, and I think that would be just a perfect time for him to
right.
lead the team. Yeah,
Definitely. So, yeah, that should be the thought process. And looking at the T20 team, do you think Surya would continue to be
yeah.
to lead that team, or are they looking
Yeah.
at someone like Hardik Pandya or a Rishabh Pant?
No, no. I think Surya has done. terrific for the T20 side for the times
Yeah.
that he has got. Though, yeah, there's a bit of a conundrum there that he plays under Hardik in Mumbai Indians. But I think for now, because Surya hasn't really done anything wrong, he's not put a foot wrong in the T20
Yes.
setup, I don't think you can just take it away from Surya. So I think if Surya stays as T20 captain.
Right. And then so then we will have three captains for all different formats, and
Yeah,
in the limited one day cricket that we will play under Rohit's
I
leadership.
Yeah, I think, but that is what's the future is gonna be, right? Because there's just so
Right.
much cricket that's happening, and now you have specialists. So you have one day specialists. So one day players can play in the test matches, but T20 is a completely different game.
Right. Right.
So if Surya isn't playing the test matches, he can't really captain one day or the test side. So I think the future would be that I think a lot more teams will go for this, that they'll have three different captains and three different teams for three formats. And yeah,
Right.
I think I completely support that decision to have three different captains for three formats.
Definitely. Probably in maybe distant future, maybe Shubman Gill would be able to captain both ODI and test sides because he is that kind of a player.
Yeah,
But that's in the future to see. But yeah, even if we have different captains for each format, it makes sense because looking at
yeah,
the bench strength of India, we can have three playing 11s
yeah,
at the same time, and they can go to three different countries to represent India. So I think that kind of a strength we have. So yeah,
yeah,
that is always plausible. So that was on Rohit's retirement, and now the second burning question that we are going to address is uh, do we see an IPL continuation within May? Because there are rumors that if there is a ceasefire announced by the end of next week, can BCCI accommodate 16 matches within 12 days to get this done by end of May or maybe first or second of June? What do you think about that, Nishan? Because we have an upcoming England tour as well. So
yeah. I think it would be very hard for IPL to now continue in this month. I think it has to be pushed further. First of all, there's so much uncertainty. We don't know if the tensions would escalate or de-escalate, but whatever happens isn't going to happen in a week, is my understanding. I really feel that IPL is a very, very good distraction, and in a situation where the mood of the country is so grim, IPL can help in calming the nerves down of people here and there. But it also means that probably there are soldiers who are there fighting a war, and at that point of time, it won't really sit right with me that the war has just de-escalated in 2 days, and a huge event like an IPL starts happening. I think for me it would be pushed further because after that, if you don't do it in this 1 week, you don't have any more time in May.
yeah, even I am of the same thought process because already for the overseas player, their individual boards and governments have started creating pressure that the player need to return to their home country because of the situations that is ongoing. So I think it would be best because even if now you send them back to their home countries, and if you want to resume IPL in another week or so, they would not be able to travel and join on such a short notice their
Yeah,
respective franchises. So I think then the next option, which is more practical, is there is a window in September where earlier Asia Cup
Asia Cup.
was supposed to happen, and a T20 format based on a T20 format, since we have a T20 World Cup coming up next year. So just to as a practice of that, it had to be based on T20 format. But I think looking at the situations right now, even if we have it at a neutral position, there are logistical challenges as well as
Yeah,
India versus Pakistan situation. It would not be happening.
IPL is the biggest tournament in cricket right now. I don't think you can hold it anywhere outside of India in just 1 week's time. I don't think that's possible. As you rightly said, logistically, it would be a nightmare. It can't happen. Plus, I don't really think as of now, even if you're looking from a commercial standpoint, if while the situation is such, you'll get a lot of viewership for the IPL as well at this point of time. I don't think that's going to happen. So for IPL to begin, everything at the border needs to stop firmly for me in order for the IPL to begin. So I don't think it's happening at least before September, as you rightly said, because after this you have a England Test tour that will probably continue for a month and a half. So
Yes.
you're getting to July. Uh, so you only have a window which is in September, as you said. I think that is where uh, the tournament would go. That is the most right now logical situation.
Yeah, and so that's the only way I think if you can just suspend this Asia Cup and you carry on and finish the remaining matches. In fact,
Yeah,
the 100 is concluding, I think, by the end of August. So England board has offered that even they can host the IPL remaining IPL 18 in England if there is a challenge hosting it in India. So we have a beautiful window in September. So if you want, that can also be done. So that is an
I
offering from England Cricket Board. But I think by the time September comes, I think
yeah
India would itself be sufficient enough to
yeah
host it without any
yeah.
security concerns.
Yeah, I think September there won't be any security concerns. Even if this thing what's going on continues for another month or so, I don't think it continues more than that. But even if it does,
Yeah.
still you will have enough time for to host an IPL in September. And I think that would be the right thing to do also at this point of time to not even think about as of now holding the IPL at this point of time. There are a lot of our brave hearts who are fighting at this point of time. It won't sit right with me if they do it next week.
Definitely. And there would be just one challenge in there that on the availability of the Caribbean players, because in September the CPL is also
Yeah,
scheduled as of now. But I think BCCI is influential enough to
yeah,
request for a 2 week of adjustment period there and to allow
yeah.
some of the players to play the
Yeah, and
IPL.
any which ways, most of the CPL clubs also have the backing of the IPL franchisees, right? So,
Yes,
so if the IPL franchisees decide that no, we're going to host the IPL at this point of time, I don't think a CPL would have an option to it. So, I think those are the challenges that can be managed. So, I don't
yes.
think that would be a concern for BCCI that much. But yeah, September would be the slot for IPL to happen, unless they decide to just scrap it up for this year and start it all over again next year.
Yes. So before closing, I think we would just have a look at the points table as it stands for now. We have the top four: Gujarat, RCB, Punjab, and Mumbai Indians. And in my opinion, there is only one team that can change this configuration, which is Delhi Capitals. Apart from that, more or less, other teams are pretty much out of contention as of now. It's just a formality that they have to play out all the matches whenever it happens. But I think Gujarat Titans and one of them, RCB or Punjab, would be the top two this year.
I mean, I just feel bad for RCB fans at this point of time. This was the year that was looking to be. It actually felt like it was their year. Virat was in good form. The team was performing well. Josh Hazelwood was just on fire, and
Right.
now this happens, and this break would mean that their momentum will break. Uh,
Yes.
does that mean that when the tournament returns, RCB gathers the momentum? We'll see at that point of time. But for me, as you rightly said, I think Delhi is still in the mix. For me, even I think Kolkata, if something happens, Kolkata and Lucknow can also come into the picture. But uh, as of now, I don't think we can see that far. So for me,
Yeah.
the table is the top four is the top five, as you rightly said. So yeah, that's about it. I think there's not a lot to discuss in the table itself at this point of time because there's so much uncertainty. But I wanted to talk to you about a few other things, and one of it is the form of Rishabh Pant.
Yeah.
Because we were just talking about Shubman Gill being our test captain for this side, and we discussed about KL being the captain for this side. I think if Rishabh had a good IPL till now, there wouldn't have been even a slightest of question about who was going to captain this side because I think Rishabh was the perfect choice and the prime choice to lead the test side. But the way that he's taking the pressure of that big price tag is a big concern for Rishabh.
Yeah, definitely. And because he has not been able to perform in the T20 scenario, probably he would be low on confidence going to England. So I think, yeah, that's a big question mark. That's why he's not even being considered right now for the leadership
Yeah,
position. But nobody knows because Rishabh has always shocked us. He just turns into a different player when he plays Test, and he has already
yeah,
proved himself by uh, making centuries on England tour before as well. So maybe it's a turn of luck with the format that he is waiting for. Like Test cricket is the best Rishabh Pant has given to Indian cricket team as of now. Like he gives the best performances when he plays Test matches. So
yeah,
maybe a change of format might do some good to him. But yeah, right
yeah,
now in this state of mind, at such a low confidence, he is not the right candidate for captaincy anyhow, or even for a vice captain. I think yeah,
yeah,
KL Rahul, Bumrah, and Shubman Gill are the
yeah,
best candidates right now. And I think it's a given. Like Shubman Gill, for Shubman Gill, vice captaincy is like 100% sure. Probably if they want to take if BCCI wants to be more adventurous, they want to be more futuristic. They might even put him in as a captain, but I think it would be a huge pressure leading a side for the first time on foreign grounds. I think that would be too much for Shubman Gill. But yeah,
yeah.
that can be the scenario.
So people have become captains at 25. Virat was a captain at 25 and he led the side really well. So
Yeah,
that's not an issue. But for me, I don't think Shubman for me has done enough outside India to
yes,
justify a test captaincy at this point of time. Is my only concern as of now. So as I said, KL in Sena countries, he has been probably our best player. In India, Shubman scores tons and tons of runs. But outside of that, if Shubman isn't scoring that many runs in other in Sena countries, then putting him under the pressure of leading the side as well, I think would become a really tricky situation. Also, I wanted to ask you now that Rohit has retired, Shubman and Yashasvi are opening. Who do you think comes at number three?
I think it would still be Virat Kohli as
Virat
of
will
now.
come at number four.
Then they probably would want KL to take that because he is experienced enough, and in case of an early fall of wicket, uh, I think KL has experience as an opener, so he would be able to tackle those situations. I think
Yeah,
there would be some discussions around this. Probably they would want to go with Yashasvi and KL as opening combination, and then Shubman comes at number three, and then Virat, and then probably Rishabh Pant at number five.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that would be
Also,
a more
yeah. Also, so wherever KL bats, so he's a floater. He can bat anywhere. But wherever KL bat, there has to be a person who comes in for Rohit Sharma in any position. Do you think? Do you think Shreyas Iyer comes in? or do you think it would be someone like a Karun Nair or a Sarfaraz Khan?
Karun Nair's inclusion would be tough, although he has played some good innings in T20, but going
He's
to
had a 300 in Test match.
yes,
Yeah,
but after a break so long, going to England tour in swinging conditions, I think
yeah,
Shreyas Iyer would be a better person right now because of the confidence he's carrying. He's
yeah,
absolutely unmovable and unstoppable right now. So I think
yeah,
Shreyas Iyer would be the right choice, and his contract is already renewed. So I think BCCI has
yeah.
gained confidence in him again. So
Hmm.
probably Shreyas Iyer is going to replace Rohit
He
Sharma, and
would
he
be the
would come.
obvious choice. Yeah,
Yes, he would be the obvious choice, and he has the game to get through it because by the time like he would be batting at number 5 or number 6. So I think by the time the
yeah,
ball would not be that fresh,
yeah,
and he can counter the reverse swing and other plays that England players have thought of. And I think yeah, he has enough experience now. He's I
yeah.
think 31
There's
years old, so
yeah.
he's
There's
mature
also a
enough.
there's also a strong case for Dhruv Jurel in there because his best
Yes.
performance have come in the red ball format.
He would, anyways. I think they would take him as a backup wicket keeper also. So,
Yeah,
like as a replacement of Rishabh Pant. So, he anyhow would go. Someone
yeah,
who might also be considered is Nitish Reddy because he played
yeah,
some good knocks in Border Gavaskar
yeah,
Trophy. So, they
yeah,
would also want to try out Nitish Reddy in England conditions as well, like how mature he is and how he would
yeah.
face that. So,
But I don't understand why Sunrisers use him like that. He showed in the test matches that he can ball a heavy ball and he can ball a good deliveries, but they never seem to let him ball. I mean, this is very, I think, frustrating for me.
yeah, they have not utilized him. Probably they are more interested in their standard frontline bowlers, Shami and Pat Cummins, and I think then they go more towards spinning options
I think
to
this is
control.
where I think this is where impact sub rule really kills these players because I'm pretty
Yes,
sure if you have a Nitish Reddy in your side or even a Shivam Dubey, who is a very
yes,
good batter, but if there was no impact sub, Shivam Dubey would be bowling 2 overs every game and Nitish Reddy would be bowling 2 overs every game. It's just that their
definitely.
skills are not getting developed and that hurts us in the test scheme of things.
Yeah, definitely. In every part of the every format, because as we have seen, this rule exists only in IPL. So even as a
Yeah,
T20 side, when we go, we only have Hardik as a pure and trustworthy all rounder.
yeah,
Or if we go towards spin, we have Akshar and Jaddu as the options.
yeah.
But no other new player is getting developed enough because
Yeah.
of the limited
And
opportunity they are getting.
Hardik is our trustworthy all rounder only because he is allowed to bowl 4 overs in
Yes,
every game. And that is
yes,
where he is honing his craft. And he was also part of the test side before he started getting injured. He was part of the one day side where he was consistently bowling, sometimes even opening with the ball. If these two players, because I see real potential in both Nitish Reddy and Shivam Dubey. Um, they have decent pace. They can be used as a fourth bowler, a fourth pacer. India generally goes with three pacers any which ways in outside conditions. So
yes.
having that luxury of having a person who can bowl even 10 overs in a day in a test match is a huge advantage. And I think they should groom these two players at least in that regards.
And definitely, and since now Ashwin has retired and Jadeja is also not getting any younger,
Yeah,
so we need to give Washington Sundar more chances to make
yeah,
growth as an all rounder, as a spin all rounder, because he has shown his batting talent time and again that he can bat in Test cricket, he can hold his own, and he is a very handy bowler. So I think. Because of this rule, they are not getting enough chances
yeah,
against
yeah.
against
And
the
there are a
teams.
list of players for that matter, like that. So as you said, Washington Sundar. The another person who comes to my mind is Venki Iyer. He was also
Yes,
decent enough bowler and could have developed into a great all rounder. But this IPL, I think that's why I've never really liked this impact sub rule because it's not helping our players groom, and we are not even allowing our players to play outside leagues. So I
right.
mean, when are they gonna get these chances to bowl?
And this makes the IPL more batting friendly because you even at number 8 you have a hard hitter batsman like Ashutosh. So
Then yeah, you
so
rightly said. I think it's more of it's turning into a baseball game rather than a cricket
right.
game at this point of time because all they are doing is just twinkling the ball.
Yes, if you have players, if you have 8 9 players who can hit the ball hard, you can even chase a 220, 230. So
Yeah,
the contest, the competitive spirit that used to be there
yeah,
while only 11 players were allowed to play, that was a different
yeah,
flavor altogether. I think this
yeah,
becomes like it is making it more less interesting and
yeah.
more batting intensive using this impact sub rule.
You always have a get out of jail card. I mean, it's your wish. You have 5 wickets down in the first 6 overs. You bring a batting impact sub.
Right.
Else you play a bowler shot in the starting 11. You get a bowler in. I mean, where is then what's the point of having an all rounder? And this all really needs to go away from.
Right. I think, yeah, this is not a very good decision. Even from a commercial perspective, I think it is making games more towards routine
Yeah,
that you get to see because now even if a 20 over run is required in the last 2 overs you need 40 runs. You know there is at number 8 and number 9 also there are big hitters coming
yeah,
up and impacts up would be used and they can probably achieve it
yeah,
7 out of 10 times. So
yeah,
that really gets a lot
yeah.
out of the game. So
And defending, for me, defending a 110 in a T20 game will always be much more interesting than chasing down a
yes,
240.
yeah, definitely. So I would always rate the game that I think it was a game between Punjab and
KKR.
KKR. Yes,
Yeah,
so Punjab getting the upper hand and restricting and getting restricted to that score and then defending it would always
yeah,
be uh, more cherishable than
yeah,
a Punjab chasing a 260 plus score by KKR in Eden Gardens. So same teams, but different scenarios. But the joy that we
yeah.
get in a 110 game is much more than a game which has
Yeah.
a 250 plus score chase down.
At one point of time, just the hard hitting of the sixes sometimes become even obscene and boring at a point of time because every ball is just going for a six because of that. I mean, these bowlers just don't have a chance at that point of time.
Right.
You have these thick bats now. Every bat has carbon fiber in them. If you see, and I mean, what are bowlers going to do at this situation? I think.
The more you get occurrences like a Deval Brevis hitting a Vaibhav Arora for 30 runs in a single over, I think these events in isolation are
Yeah,
very enjoyable, very
yeah,
breathtaking. But
yeah,
if you have this in every other match, every
yeah,
second match, you get to see a
yeah,
30 runs over, then it loses its importance and also the
yeah,
commercial value also goes down. So
yeah.
I think
So we remember UV six sixes. We still remember each six where it went across the ground. We remember Rinku Singh's 5 sixes. But now
yes,
in this season's IPL only, as you rightly pointed out, Deval has scored 30 runs. There are a few other players in this season only who have scored 30 runs in an over.
right,
Then you won't. And there's nothing against Deval. I think this was a brilliant innings, and Chennai have found a real gem for themselves
definitely.
who will stay with them for a couple of years and do really well for Chennai. But yeah, nothing taking away from Brevis, but yeah, this rule itself is not that great.
So yeah, to sum it up all, I think we all hope for things coming back to normalcy very soon, and uh, anything about IPL's future, we will let you know. We will discuss that once a decision is made, and obviously we will keep making these analysis and discussions, since we have a really huge England tour coming up. So we will be back with that discussion in the coming weeks. But right now, every citizens' focus is on how we can carefully de-escalate the situation. How the what course the army takes, it doesn't matter, but we all want minimum loss to our country, specifically in terms of human life as well as other losses.
Yeah.
So hoping everything gets fine in that due time, and we will, when we join you next time, hopefully the things are have gone for the better. So with that thought, me and Nishan signing off, and have a great day, have a safe day, and keep tuning in and
Yeah.
keep listening to us.
Yeah.
We are Cricket
And
Castaway.
I just want to just add before we just move out that all the people who are living in those border areas, our thoughts and prayers are with you. And please, yeah, as you said, stay safe. And it's going to be a difficult few days and a few weeks for all of you. But yeah, we've not forgotten you.
Yeah. So that's me and Nishan signing off. Thank you. Goodbye.